Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi, Star Wars, The Old Republic. As I continue playing the Jedi Knight, I'm starting to come into focus of where the class is going, what the story is going on. Previously to this that I did not make a video of, my Padawan, the Jedi trainee that I have, was found out to be a child of the Emperor. And it's kind of exactly what you think. When they were kids, they were pulled into the Emperor, and he did whatever, implanted some stuff, and the Jedis were all unsure. One of the Jedis wanted to kill her, one wanted to get rid of her, and they were not sure what to do with her. Morally ambiguous. Now, this Sith has been ordered to kill me, and in the planning, he didn't kill all the people he came in contact with. He said it was beneath him. So he has a higher moral code. He's not Sith, he's not Jedi. He believes what he believes. Now, he's been told that the Jedi are a certain way. And so he's kind of not sure. He thinks I'm supposed to be a certain way. And this happens a lot in life. People are seldom binary in the respect that they're either one way or the other. There is some gradient that they're on. Not every case, not every situation do they respond the same way. Oh, a long time ago on this channel, 200 videos ago. Okay, time out. I took off all the floating damage stuff to make the videos a little bit better. I'll probably soon take off the nameplates too. Makes it a little bit harder to play, but the videos would be better then. A long time ago, I mentioned that you might do a personality assessment. There's a bunch of different ones. Briggs and Myers. I always want to call it Briggs and Stratton because it's lawnmower of personality. There's another one that I took. And really what I found is I had taken those my whole life. They've been given to me, and I'm sure everyone else has had them. And when I was going for the management at one of the companies I worked for had identified me and another person as upper management candidates. So they flew us out to New York to take a battery of these tests. And a precursor before we went was to take a 150 question survey. In the middle of these surveys, if you've noticed, they repeatedly ask the same core questions in different ways and in different orders and backwards and forwards to try to get you to slip from what you believe in. If a question or moral dilemma is put to you one way, you might answer it one way, but when it's flipped around, turned on its side, you might answer different. And I think a lot of times people do that. Because after 150 questions, after 50 questions, you've lost track of what your answers have been, what you're, quote unquote, trying to tell your future employer. And I tell you that story to illustrate that there's a dilemma for this Sith. He got his butt kicked and now he doesn't know what to do. I'm supposed to kill him, but I refuse to kill him. So this is turning his whole world upside down. Because he believed everything, he's bearing his neck to me. He believed everything that his masters had taught him about the Jedi. And this could really be an allegory for anything. When we polarize people and make them cartoons, caricatures, easy for you to say, of what they really are, it's easy to demonize them. But you, my friend on YouTube, are a discerning viewer. You probably are on this channel because you got sucked into a little bit of the gameplay, and maybe you love the sound of my coughing. No, you don't love the sound of my coughing. But these are the kind of questions maybe that you appreciate to think about. And I don't think anyone, when I've read the comments, people sometimes will say, something pissed them off. They don't throw everyone out. In general, it's like, man, I wish they wouldn't have done that. But I stayed and I tried to help them. And then the people did some egregious thing. But they didn't hunt them down or dox them or do anything. They just dealt with it.
I tried to stop them, but they were determined to help. Some sort of creature.
Moral compasses are hard and they vary for everyone. Again, the story about, so what was the result of me taking that test? At one point they said, we have never seen anyone have a couple of the ideas that you have ever. And one thing, if you understand that I always don't want to, not I always don't want to, that's, let me talk in proper English here for a second. If you understand that I don't like to do the meta because I don't like to do what other people are prescribing for me, whether they know me or not, they said, this is what you should do. And at the same time, I was in the military where they tell you what to do. I hold both of these ideas in my head consistently. That there is a right way to do things. But I also believe that everyone has that freedom to do that, to make their choices. What about the serial killer in New York? If this is a 2023, there's a serial killer they found in New York. No, that's wrong. In general, you shouldn't be able to put your wants and desires over anyone else. If you can do what makes you happy and it doesn't hurt anyone, and I mean killing them, maiming them, causing them financial ruin, big things, not like I said a word that someone doesn't like because my intention, and any reasonable person say that wasn't his intention. If I said, diaper, and people didn't like the word diaper, and I said I put my baby in a diaper, I mean, that would be not that smart to get mad about the use of that word in that context. It's hard to give the words without inciting people, but you kind of get the point. There is a live and let live kind of thing as long as you're not infringing on other people. And that's when we get into the problems. A real big thing here in the United States is our Constitution. And one thing is freedom of speech. And really what freedom of speech is freedom of speech from the government oppressing you. So the government can't stop you. When you see those First Amendment audits on YouTube where someone's taking pictures of the police department on public property and the cop who hasn't had any. I was looking for this cave. I finally found this cave. YouTube, this is normally when I ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, hit the notifications. Also, one more thing before I get back into what I was talking about First Amendment audits. Someone has joined my party, was nice enough to ride around with me and help me do this. So thank you, Abby. I want to say Gun, but Abby is a person in the group right there. Abby Blaster was nice enough to group with me and help me do these quests unsolicited. So thank you, Abby Blaster. So I'm going to kill all these little crab things because they're stopping me from my mission, YouTube. I know it kind of... Anyways, I'm going to skip right over that. So, First Amendment is really important, but, if someone says, well, on Twitter, it doesn't let me say what I want. It's a different thing. That's a private business. That's something that you agree to. You don't have to be on Twitter. It's nothing that the government controls, at least that we know of. And that's one of these differences. Sometimes we want businesses to extend the same rights to us that a country is supposed to or your government's supposed to, and it's not. People are in business to make money. If they like that kind of speech, then they will put it on there if that's what people want to listen to. But if they don't want people on there, or if people boycott your sponsors because blah, 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 in business, that's what business is. You can say whatever you want. The government can't stop you from saying it. They can stop you from saying, if you're in a public place and let's say you were in a movie theater. The example they always give, you're in a movie theater and you scream fire and there's no fire. That's not protected speech. And why am I saying all this? There's a whole layer of moral high grounding that people try to take. Each side, whatever side you're on, has this moral high ground. Then, because America is so litigious, or the United States is so litigious, it's wrapped in a legal framework. And then it's also a way for people in this country to get money. So it's also an enterprise. So it's the combination of horrible things, ethics, morals, business, legal, all mixed together. So what makes this country good is that we have these freedoms. What kind of is a bummer is sometimes that you have some nonsensical stuff going on. Anyways, that's what's great about Star Wars: The Old Republic. You have these moral choices. That's why this story is pretty good, because you're going to walk the line in between right and wrong. And are you consistent? And does consistency matter? And think about if you're in a game designer, that's the kind of questions I asked you. I'm playing a new game, which I'll have a video out of it pretty soon. And they ask you, they put you in these moral dilemmas, like you have to answer, and they check for your consistency. And I don't know what the right answer is. I'm going to bring the question. I'm going to ask you, say why to yourself. Why do you choose the things you do? But I don't think there's a right answer. I mean, if I showed you the video of what the Jedi said to my Padawan, they were like, we should lock her up forever because she's a child of the Emperor and she poses a great danger. Right? And that's the Jedis. And so what's great about this game is they don't paint, all the Jedis, all the decisions of the Jedis aren't good. All the decisions of the Sith aren't bad. You just saw that with that guy. And I'm saying to you, that's just like real life. It's convenient and lazy to paint people in broad brush strokes. It may fit sometimes in some instances, but most people don't really know what they think or feel. Really, they haven't examined it. And then how are you going to do it? And just from superficial kind of things. It's like the baby in the back seat thing again. It's just an area where, wow, that was a bad edit. So I went around and killed the rest of them to get to 20 to get the quest. And then I figured out I was lost, so then I had to run to get to where the actual action was. So YouTube, there's right and there's wrong. And it's something that you have to decide for. I don't know if consistency is better in all this. You don't want to be a slave to something, i.e., I can only, it's over. Nope, it's always got to be this way. And that's kind of how I feel how the Jedi are. They cut off their nose to spite their face, and that's how I think the Sith are. The Sith change it to be whatever's convenient for them. And there's got to be more of a middle ground. So they had put this big thumping device to destroy this planet, and they put my Padawan's old master here. So you're going to see that I'm going to come save the day over here. Appreciate everyone helping out in the channel, trying to get to 500. Probably going to do probably going to stop recording into this and probably just taking videos, and it'll be an insert of me talking to you guys and women and theys and thems and all of you, right? Not that that's what you asked for, YouTube, but I probably think that would help or hinder the channel. We'll see what the metrics say. So this is Ronan Kazi. Appreciate everyone that's helping out the channel. Thank you again, YouTube.
What you did was I know Rick wasn't exaggerating about the sand demon.
Some of the hairstyles, though, in this game, really. All right. Talk to you soon, YouTube. Bye-bye.
This technology can't. What? Think I will. With the sand will.